haven't got a clue. I can hear you.
There. I got it. So we had a little audio technical glitch there. Things were going wrong left, right, and center, but I got it figured out. I got just some sound here. So now you can hear me instead of me, which doesn't make for a good show, right? So anyhow, welcome, as I was saying, welcome to episode 12 of the Nova Scotiable Talk Show, Nova Scotia's only live community TV talk show that I know of anyways. Anyhow, we just have a few little housekeeping items to take care of, as usual, before we start the show. And see, I got a new graphic for that, too. Isn't that cool? All right. So I just have to mention that you can zoom in to join me live. And me is going to change to us very soon, because I have a special guest for you who is going to co-host the show with me today. Anyhow, you can zoom in and join us live here on the Nova Scotian. And if you look way over on the far side, way over there, you'll see the ID and password for Zoom that you can use. There's also a link in the description of the video that you can use to click on and join us here live on the show. All right. So, like I said, the meeting info is over there. If you do come on the show, please turn the sound down on the live stream because it will mess us up bad. Because it's like a 10-second or so delay just because it has to bounce off. I don't know why there's a delay, but there is, anyhow. So we air the Nova Scotiable live to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. And if you miss the live show, it is available on demand, viewing around the clock and around the world. So hey, that's the beauty of online TV. It's always there for you, always ready for you to watch. So, yeah, and like these things you see over here, all these things, like, just do all that. And it'll help us grow the channel by doing all that. We greatly appreciate it. Now, let's see if I can get our co-host in here. There we go. With me today is Gramie Dee. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, sir. How are you? Yes.
Awesome. I'm doing pretty good. Now I get all the technical glitches fixed.
Hello, everyone out there in streaming television land.
TV, yeah, TV land. That's right.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming on the show, and just makes it a little more exciting, I think, with two people than one. You know.
I try my best. I'm just
awesome. So
I'm doing this remotely, so I can't see a thing what you're doing in your studio. So I'm
that's right.
Yeah.
I like keeping my co-hosts in the dark and keeping them blind. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But really, before we get the show going here, one thing we did want to mention, and once again, he's not going to be able to see this, but you can if you're watching live. There is going to be a moment of silence set for 3 p.m. today to honor and remember the 22 Nova Scotians who were killed last year. Of course, we all remember that. Such a horrible tragedy. And that happens at 3 o'clock. The show doesn't usually go that long, so but if it does, we will take a moment of silence on air and to honor those people that were lost. All right. So where are we? There we go. Go back to me and Gramie Dee. Yes, me and Gramie Dee. I like the sound of that. Now we're going to have somebody join us here. We're going to have Ken Hubley join us. If I can hit the right button here and get her going.
Last year, because we all remember that.
Oh, there's Ken. Ken, you got to turn the sound down on your live stream.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Glad we could get you on here.
So nice to be here.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I got to appreciate you for you coming on the show. That's wonderful, and thank you for helping me out. For those of you who don't know, Ken and I created a new show. Well, it's really all him. I just kind of did the editing and stuff and posted it online and did that. But Ken, it's really all about Ken. I call it Apparent Chats. There's a few different ways you can use that title. It's kind of neat the way it works, but anyhow, I'm just patting myself on the back for my creativity. So anyhow, enough of that.
I love the editing. It looks great.
Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good in the end. Yeah, so it's just a simple show that we do, and I think it's great. So we're working on an episode 2. We've got that kind of in the can, as we say. But did you have something you wanted to mention to the parents today who are watching?
Yeah, just something. First of all, hello, Graham. Nice to see you. And
Gramie Dee.
And I just want, I just want to talk about with spring coming. What a great opportunity it is to get outside and connect with your kids, and how much fun it can be to, just do the simple things. I have a great story about when I was in Peggy's Cove with my kids quite a few years ago. And I lived down by Peggy's Cove when I was a kid, so I was quite familiar with the area. However, we decided to go and park at the parking lot furthest away from the lighthouse. And we would go for a walk and walk through that way. Well, I must have done that walk 30 times. And when I did it with my kids, they noticed so many new things. I couldn't believe it. Dad, look at that over there. Or Dad, look at this. And it was like amazing. I just, in the familiarity, never noticed those things. So it's really fun to have a day, especially with your kids. If they lead the activities, what do you want to do? And just listen to them and let them, if they want to point something out, even though you might have seen it 100 times, point it out, because their perspective may be very interesting. Other things you can do is, play ball, go to a park. We have some wonderful trails. I love to go by the Bike and Bean and go for walks and stuff. Just all kinds of activities that we can do. So that's something I wanted to share with this time of year. And of course, we got to be careful as drivers, because kids will be on the road and crossing the roads more. So it's that time of year. And sometimes in the evening, it can be hard to see. But I want to thank you, Brian, for this show. I think it's amazing what it does for the community. People are able to show, different events, cultures, businesses, and really what's going on in Nova Scotia. We have a great province here, and this is a really great channel to open things up and to be able to show that. So I really appreciate that. And I love watching the show when I can live, and when not, on demand. And of course, I like and subscribe, so I get notifications. And cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, you pretty much summed up what we're trying to do here. It just shows all about Nova Scotia. It's not about me or anybody in particular. We're just trying to have an open show that people can come in and say what's on their mind. But just remember, it is sociable. We are trying to be sociable, so let's keep it friendly.
Exactly. And it's always nice. I appreciate the community efforts you've always put in. In fact, my kids mentioned the other day how you and your wife used to host movie night down at a local church, and the kids loved it. They still talk about it. But is he the guy that did movie night for us? And
that's me.
It was a lot of fun.
Those were fun. I enjoyed doing those. Yeah. I'd have to look at doing those again.
That'd be great. Kids are 20 now, but I may still go.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you coming on, Ken. We got some other people here waiting to come on and stuff, and we'll definitely get that second episode of Parent Chats out this week. So
sounds good. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Okay, take care now.
Bye, Graham.
What's this about a movie night?
Well, something we used to do a while ago. We used to go to the local church hall and set up a screen and projector, and local businesses would donate hot dogs and popcorn and the movie and all that stuff. So it was great. We had lots of fun with those. So let me just get the right screen there. There we go. We'll get that set up. So, of course, the big thing in news right now was the funeral for Prince Phillip that they had yesterday. And to have a little bit of video from that. It's quite the ceremony. Can we book this room? Is that available? So that's what the big news topic right now. And of course, COVID is rapidly expanding with all the variants. That's another big thing in the news. But yeah, so let's play that video for just a moment here. quite spectacular. I suppose, at 99, you've done pretty good. Hard to complain too much, but he was well known. I really liked his sense of humor, and he will be missed for sure.
Yeah, it is the end of an era.
Oh, for sure, yeah. A lot of people were saying that too, that they were interviewing.
I mean, from a Brit's point of view, whether you're a royalist or not, it's immaterial. He was a nice old chap, and I do feel like the UK has lost something.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
Icon, But as you say, he was 99-year-old, did well.
Yeah.
He can't come, but he'll still be missed.
Okay, so we're gonna move on here from that video. Spectacular as it is, that's quite the chapel, that St. George's Chapel. Like I said, can you book that room? Like, just asking.
Let me look in my diary.
So we're going to move on to scams. Of course, what I've been noticing this week on Facebook is people have been reaching out to me, which is not unusual. I'm, as a producer of a community TV channel, I'm constantly being messaged, but these messages are a little different in the fact that they're exactly the same. And I'm talking down to the punctuation. They are exactly the same. So it's obvious that they've been copy and pasted. And it often starts with a wave or somebody just saying, "Hello, how are you today?" As you can see on your screen there, which unfortunately you can't there, Graham. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I know what you're talking about. I've seen them as well.
Yeah, you've probably got one, and I just want people to know that this isn't quite right, and not to pay too much attention to it. I quite often even block these people if they become persistent and keep reaching out. I will actually block them. I hate doing that, but it's something you have to do. So yeah, usually after the first message or the wave, you get a second message, and then if you reply to that, they start talking about this Department of Health and Human Services and a program that they, and I love it, they are helping out old, young, working disabled, and retired people. Well, that's pretty much everybody, isn't it? And I cannot find a Department of Health and Human Services in Canada. There is one in the United States, but Canada does not have that department. So that's, what's that?
A lot of these scammers in different countries, and they don't know who's going to receive their message. So that it's a blanket thing, and they're hoping that 1 in 100 might respond to it, and people do.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, this sounds pretty legit, right? The Department of Health and Human Services, and they're helping people with cash. There's another thing that should clue you in that it's a scam. They say they're going to helping people with cash. Are they going to hand out $50 bills at the door? Or I don't know.
Well, they probably ask you to pay them in gift cards.
Oh yeah, gift cards, or they're going to want your information or something. So just don't let that thread go any further. Just kind of cut it off there. Like I said, if you have to block the person, block them. Not the end of the world.
You have very, very bad grammar in the message as well.
That's right. Yeah, and well, the punctuation's all wrong. They usually get the punctuation wrong. There's commas in the wrong places. They're missing periods where they should be, and yeah. So when the alarm bells go off, just be safe, and we don't want these people getting any more money than they have to.
And they would not contact you in that way anyway. If it was legit, you get a letter in the mail or a phone call. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly, yeah. It wouldn't be like that. It wouldn't be through Facebook. No government agency is going to contact you through Facebook. I should have said that in the beginning. I made this real short.
Well, they rely on people being caught by surprise and reacting quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So just be careful, everyone. All right, so I guess we're going to move on. I had the opportunity this week to talk to Teresa LaBella on the show. We pre-recorded a little segment, and she is releasing a book called Capital Strings, and she's the best one to talk about it, so I'm going to let her do that right now. Well, Teresa, thanks for joining me on the show here. And from what I'm hearing, you have a book that is actually launching very soon. Why don't you tell the viewers all about your new book?
Capital Strings. It will be launching on Monday, April 19th. It's actually available right now in paperback on Amazon. That's where my books go. But the ebook, the Kindle book, which seems to be the most popular, especially right now during the time of COVID, that is what will be launching on Monday. The book is really a labor of love for the last year, and it really does go along with COVID. I'm a permanent resident of Canada. My husband is Canadian, but we lived for a number of years before we came back here, before we came back to Nova Scotia. We lived in the States, in my home state of Iowa. So politics and COVID seem to have been dominating our lives on both sides of the border for quite some time, which is really what inspired this book. Because I started watching what was going on, of course, hearing from friends and family back in the States as what was going on there as compared to what was happening here in Canada in general and in Nova Scotia in particular, where we seem to be much more community-minded and very much aware of each other and taking care of each other and taking care of ourselves, and really did accept that COVID was a thing that we needed to deal with. Whereas in the States, that attitude didn't seem to be there. It seemed to be a lot more open, and there was a lot more fear going on for people who did accept it. So I was watching that happening along with what was going on politically, which of course was also like a diametric opposite, and really watching the daily COVID updates, the updates that were coming out of Ottawa. And I've also, in my previous lifetime, if you will, before I became a full-time author, which is what I am now, I had been a journalist. So I had covered a lot of politics and politicians from the local, regional level, state levels, and federal levels when I was in the States. So I got to know those people, a lot of those people, and also realized how much they are, while they are sort of a celebrity status to many of us, because we see them on TV and on various social media outlets and that sort of thing, that they are also people, and they have lives, and they have families, and they have private time and private lives that gets very much disrupted, especially in a time like this. They're in a crisis. So the book started out, I was rather concerned because authors tend to hear their characters in their head, so I guess you could say we're a bit schizophrenic. And I've talked to a lot of authors, and they pretty much say, yeah, so do I. Okay, it's all right. You're hearing voices, we get it. So the voices that I was hearing was of the characters, because I'd written books before this. I'd written 3 romance novels, and I'd written a romantic suspense novel. So then up comes this, and the characters were speaking to me in first person, the primary characters, the main characters, which is the Prime Minister and his Chief of Staff and her husband, who also happens to be the Director of Parliamentary Protective Service. So those 3 characters were really talking to me as people, really straightforward, first person. Everything that was happening to them was happening through their eyes, and that's how I was writing it. Whereas the antagonists in the book were definitely in third person. They have the dialogue, they have internal monologue, but they also, the narrative was coming to me from them in third. So writing this, I wanted to make sure that the readers, as they read the book, would understand what this is, because it's different. Usually most books are either in first or third person, whereas a mixture can sometimes get very confusing. So I was very conscious of that. And of course, I also have a developmental editor, someone that I could pay professionally to look at this. I wanted to make sure that that was coming through. So there was a lot of rewrite and a lot of work that went into this book. But I'm very proud of what came out, because it really does take the political side of things and the danger of political life and the thriller and the intrigue that goes along with that, but is also a very personal story from the standpoint of the 3 main characters, and also one of the antagonists, who really is a reluctant antagonist. And that one was also really interesting because it came from a story that I knew about. I didn't cover it per se, because at the time it happened in my hometown, I was in college, and so I was studying to become a journalist. I was working for a newspaper, but I was not assigned to a specific story.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it was a story that that actually is based somewhat on fact, but then transferred itself to a different family, a different time, and a different place, being an author.
Right. So, I mean, generally, though, it is a fiction novel. You're just using actual politicians as the base to generate the storyline. Am I right on that?
They are all fictional characters.
Oh, okay, good. I misread that.
Yes, it is just that the circumstances that we're in sort of dictated where the story went. And the story is actually set 3 years in the future. It's 2020.
Oh.
It's the next year that federally we would in Canada have to have an election. Now we all are looking at it saying, well, that might happen. Most likely will happen before then. But this particular administration was a majority government. So the election would not be coming up in 2023. So that just shows you a bit of the fiction side of it. I did not want to tell the story based on going through COVID because, quite frankly, we have no idea how long this is going to last, where we're going to be when we do come out the other side of it, what will have changed, and there will be change. So I set it in the future to get past all of that, be able to tell a story that, all right, we're done with COVID, we've gotten past that, and also the theme of gun control is in there because of what happened in Nova Scotia. That also came up during the time I was writing this story.
Wow. Well, that sounds great. Listen, I appreciate you straightening me out on all this and letting the viewers know exactly what the book's about. And this show airs April 18th, which is the day before apparently your launch will happen. So listen, all the best. We'll share the links and let people know where they can find the book and maybe ask you some questions if they have any. And, I appreciate you coming on and clarifying and being a part of the Nova Scotiable.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. And I hope people enjoyed the book as much as I enjoyed writing.
No, I'm sure they will. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There, and we're back. So, the ebook launches April 19th tomorrow, and I'll put a website link on our page and video description so you can get a copy or your copy of Capital Strings. Sounds interesting. You follow politics much at all?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Not really.
No.
I just I wait to see what the results are, then follow those. Yeah.
Some people do, and some people don't. It's just that simple. All right, so we're going to go completely away from politics, and we're going to do some gardening here with our community correspondent, Barbara Nicholls. Hard to keep that girl clean because she just loves being in the dirt. Now she's got a few more gardening tips for us, and here she is, Barbara Nicholls.
So this is the little creature that you can find when you're out early. Oh, it's called a grub, or this one's called a cutworm rather. And as you plant your plants and you notice, you go out one day and they're cut right at the base, like down like a clear cut, and you go, what was that? Well, that is this little guy. And if you go frequently out into your garden and you dig around your plants just within the diameter of the plant, and you only have to go about this far down, you'll find this little rascal. And well, I have chickens, so I gladly feed them to my chickens. Enjoy your day. Get out there, Nova Scotians, Maritimers. We are having a beautiful April Saturday. Best wishes for you. This is Barbara Nicholls, Nova Scotia Community TV. Keeping it real.
All right. Well, listen, thanks, Barbara, for sending that in. I don't have any chickens, so I don't really need any grubs. Yeah, but hey, you feed them to your chickens because that is awesome. And some more great. Hopefully, she'll send in some more tips for gardening. So, Gramie, do you do much gardening?
No, the wife does all that. I have this allergy to hard work. I can't really bend down and dig because
Yeah.
within seconds my back aches. My contribution to gardening is all mentally morale and support. You know,
Excellent.
I'd say dig there, and then everything. That's my job.
Yeah, there's where you put the
So,
shovel. You'd be good on Oak Island.
Well, there you go. You see, digging for the treasure that no one's ever found.
No,
Before I moved to Canada, I've always lived in apartments, and of course, you see, the closest thing to a garden in an apartment is usually a window box. So especially if you're on the top floor. But I've never really been a gardener, and I think whenever I've had houseplants, they've always died very quickly. I think I'm meant to water them. I'm not sure.
yeah.
I had a plastic plant once, and that died. I don't know what's going on.
Does lawn mowing count? I don't know if that counts as gardening. Anybody?
Lawn mowing. No, that's like murdering the grass, isn't it? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it is. Well, hopefully it'll keep growing, though. Hopefully you're not going to kill it. I just checking to see if there's anybody in the green room.
My strengths lie with art and music. I've brought up that way, so I'm a lily-livered artist and musician, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm. Any projects on the go right now, or are you kind of idle?
No, there's lots of stuff going on, but it's in the pre-work stage, so nothing's really happening as such, except it's all in my head. But when I get the band activated and we start recording, and then we're going to have a video. There's going to be some good stuff coming up there. Where are we now? We're in April. I would say about June, July, there may be something appearing. But,
okay. Something to look forward to from Antivirus. All right.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Plus, I'm also an artist, so I do lots of work. In fact, I could mention that now if you like. Sure. I do have a little thing going. I like to do a lot of cartoons and caricature type things to people. Upon request, I don't really put it out there. It's not a business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make money out of it. I just charge for materials, but I do enjoy doing it. So if you want to go to Facebook, there's a page there called Artoons, ARTOONS. And if it appears with a parody of Game of Thrones at the top, then you'll know it's the right screen. Yeah, I just like to do it. And I usually get a few requests at Christmas time, for gifts for people, and I don't mind doing them. And as I charge a minimal fee, it just pays for things like. Well, I'm actually at my drawing board now. There's things like this. There's packets of artistic pens, professional, expensive things. But it's the best quality, because if you get the cheap ones, they bleed and go all over the paper. Anyway,
cool.
But that's just one
Cartoons.
thing. I'm also I'm a fully qualified trained artiste from years ago, and I do a lot of oils as well. But that's another story.
Cool. I'll have to share that link. I didn't know you did that. I'm learning things all the time here.
Okay. Well, I'll let me have a look. I'll find the link for you later, and you can publish it on the page if you wish.
Cool. Yeah. No, we'll do that. We'll share it for sure. Let me just. Yeah, we're gonna do a little more gardening here. We're gonna go over to Goucher's farm market, it's market and farm, and they are in this video planting some russet potatoes. I think that's neat. I haven't seen this machine before, how this works, but I thought it was really neat. This is before the rain this weekend. They were working late in the evening to get these potatoes planted before it rained.
The boys are working late tonight, trying to beat that rain.
Yeah, trying to beat that rain. See, that's what she said. Now, they are located just west of Kingston in the Annapolis Valley, and you can find more information about them at gouchersfarmmarket.ca. See, now here's where you can see them putting the potatoes in the machine, and it feeds them, and in another shot you can see how it folds dirt over in on them. It's really neat. I think that's cool. And this is what's going on in Nova Scotia right now. They are planting, getting ready for the growing season. There you go. So I know I won't ask you anything because I know you're not a gardener. So.
No, but I am very good at peeling potatoes.
Yeah. They have some good ones. We might have to take a trip up to Goucher's at some point here and do a little segment on them. I did have something specially for you here. Just a little more of that video of them planting potatoes. I think it's so neat. For me, it's a shovel, one potato at a time. This they're doing. That's a big field. I don't know how big that field is, but it's huge. Anyhow, thanks, Gouchers. Best of luck with your potatoes. Hopefully you'll have a good growing season. And we're going to move along to a Facebook page called Great British Grub. It's a new cafe opened in Truro. And seeing that I have a British fella with me here on the show, I had the thought we might have to jump in the car and go up to Truro and check this place out, see if it truly is Great British Grub. See what you think. Well, we'll put it to the test. Yeah. There's another picture of them. And there's the outside, Great British Grub. And it's really hard to read, but they have a picture of their menu here, and they have breakfast meat options for Canadians, Celtic, and full English, including blood pudding.
Black pudding, as we call it.
Yeah, well, that's what they said, black pudding. The boss here told me it was blood pudding, so I went with that.
It's the same thing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So that looks interesting. Well, we might have to take a trip up there and just see if they don't mind us doing a little filming, and we could do a segment on that, too.
Not 100% sure about the rest of the menu, but that full English is very English. Yes.
Yeah. What else was on that? Here, let me just take a look. 2 strips of bacon, English breakfast sausage, black pudding, grilled tomato, mushrooms, 2 eggs, potato cakes, beans, and toast.
That sounds like a full English to me. Yeah.
Full
Although
English
I've got
breakfast.
to say, the full Canadian isn't too different, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm. It's not too different. No, it's so it's a ham, bacon, and sausage, 2 eggs, any style, some fries, and toast. Yeah.
There you go.
Good day, eh? Is that back
Good
bacon? All right. Yeah. So I sense a few road trips in the future for us. So you never know.
It's very nice of you to pay.
I'm just going to check the green room. I don't see anybody else waiting to join us here. Looks like it might just be you and me and Ken. Appreciate Ken coming on again. He always has some great stuff. And like I said, we will launch the new episode of Apparent Chats this week. Get that done. He does such a great job on it. And if you have kids and you want to learn how to just be able to talk to them and learn what's happening in their lives, his books, he's got 2 books too, and I talked about them in previous episodes, so you can check them out. The Lenny Super book and the Autograph of Heroes book. Yeah, that's a couple things to check out. Well, that's everything I had lined up, and I don't see anybody in the green room.
I did have a song and dance prepared, but I've twisted my ankle, so I can't do it.
Oh, we were looking forward to that. Was it a jig or reel? Cool. Well, I think that's really about it. I have Goucher's Facebook, or their website, actually. I can show people that. There's their website. And they have a map there so you can find them. Yeah, great little spot. I've been to that farm market many times. And, of course, our channel. If you want to see what we're doing here at NS Live, you just click on Watch TV. We've broken it down in this menu below, but you can just click that Watch TV and you'll see everything that's going on, especially episode 12. That's this right here. Yeah, episode 12 right there of the Nova Scotiable. All right, everybody's getting rowdy again. Calm down, everyone. All right, so, well, I think that's a wrap for this show. Don't forget, 3 o'clock, there will be that moment of silence. And that's about all we have here. Nobody in the green room waiting to come on the show. And remember, you can do that. That's what makes this the Nova Scotiable and why we're so sociable. You can come in and join us live. Or if
I'm
you have a
pretty
business
sure
or
it
want
will
to,
catch on.
what's that?
I'm pretty sure it will catch on.
I hope so. Yeah,
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 it will. It will. The more people hear about it, the better.
yeah. That's right. Like and share it and help us grow. And we can have you on. If you have a business that's doing something unique or interesting in the province here, let me know. Hey, we'd love to have you on and talk about it. I found a few, and I'll have to reach out again to some of them.
The thing is, Brian, if you're prepared to have me on, you'll have anyone on.
Yeah, well, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, it's an open show, right? Anybody can join us. And if you don't mind, I might have Ken on as co-host next week, so we'll switch it up a little bit, if that's all right. You can always zoom in too. Yeah.
He's probably got more material than I have, so we're okay.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to the kids and how to talk with them and learn what's going on in their lives.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, I'm looking to see if there's anybody in the green room. There's nobody there that wants to come on the show, so I think we're going to wrap it up for this week. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for co-hosting. I greatly appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, sir. My pleasure indeed.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, that's right.
We have a bit of lag between us, don't we?
Yeah, there's a little bit of lag. Yeah, so if I kind of talk over each other a little bit, it's because of that lag. I apologize.
The International Space Station,
Yeah, they watch it. They watch the show up there. Yeah.
That's the only thing they can actually receive on their videos and their computer screens, I suppose. I don't know.
Well, if there's only one thing you can get, this is the show. This is the show to get. All right. I had the thought that if you have some swag, if you have hats or shirts with your logos and stuff, hey, send them in. I'll wear them on the show and give you a little promotion for it. Yeah. All right. Well,
next time I do a promotion.
That's right. It's all about promoting everything and everybody in Nova Scotia, getting the word out there that, and so there's, of course, tourism's a big part of this show, right? So you get people to know what's going on all around the province. So if you get something in your area, Nova Scotia, you want to talk about, come on, be a community correspondent and help us get the word out to everybody else in Nova Scotia and the world. All right.
Good advice.
All right. Well, that's a wrap. Nobody in the green room. So we'll see you next week. We greatly appreciate you watching. And listen, stay safe and take that moment of silence in 3 o'clock, which isn't too far off. See you later, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
All right, we're rolling credits. My mic is still on. Hi.